think about it. CM Punk Hulk. Hi guys, I'm Adam Wilborn from What Culture, and I'm the inspirational Andy Murray from What Culture. And remember, a real shooter always kicks one in the chamber. They certainly do. The regular news will be coming a little bit later on today, but we are here with great news hot off the press, all about Jon Moxley. It really has here officially declared to all of you shoot season. Where do you start with something like this? Yeah, Jon Moxley is really well on the latest episode of the Talk Is Jericho podcast, and well, it's probably one of the most incendiary podcast appearances I've ever seen. Yeah, it's called The Emancipation of Jon Moxley, if you want to go look into it. It is being debated in our office, at least, and everyone wants to say the classic CM Punk Hulk banner. Yes, it is, and it may eventually fall down like that as fantastic. This is essentially a solution. Now, we used to people coming on the podcast and giving other few backstage reviews for this is full of for this is a massive beginning classic show.
Give me a moment, okay?
This is no Vaseline by Ice Cube. This is something else. I mean, you look at some of the quotes that's coming straight off the top of it. Whether AEW exists or not, I was still leaving WWE. If there was no other promotion to work for, I still would stay. That's how miserable this guy was. He was willing to leave the profession entirely because WWE was such a terrible.
Let me go. Let me go. I've got money. I've got a lot of money. And I'll pay. Pay a lot. Hey, here's an idea. Take my hat. Put it on the dead guy over there. You take him in, as me, I go free, and you get rich. Oh, wait. And I won't kill anybody else. I swear. I'm reformed. I'm a changed man. Please, please, I'm begging you, set me free. Have a heart.
It's really kind of galling to think of. There's some other stuff he really digs into here. He talks a lot about his character. And he says that Vince always thought that his character was just this wacky guy.
Don't be a fool!
So we obviously saw that with that stupid point plant. What's it called again? Mitch before the comment section kills us for that again. Attacking people with hot dog
Cut this rope off.
to Bray Wyatt via singing children and exploding all that crap. And I like the lunatic edge of his character, but I shouldn't have defined him. With Vince, it's always very much like, you're the happy one, you're the courageous one. That's just it. One of the biggest things he mentioned here, one of the things that's already covered by everyone and, being mentioned on stuff like Square Circle, he said that Vince tried to talk him into saying a line about Roman's cancer that was apparently going to be so bad, it would have probably lost the mind. Yeah, that, I mean, I wish I could say I'm surprised. I really wish I could. There was always going to be an awkward situation there with Roman Leukemia returning and Dean and Seth getting feuding. Like, how do you kind of address that without being really crass and disgusting?
I'll take you to the money.
That nearly came to pass. And, good on Mr. Moxley here for standing up for himself and saying no, because a lot of wrestlers who didn't have that level of confidence and kind of felt like they were nice and whatever.
Promote that! I thought you were so holier than thou, you could turn down the gas. Folks like that, it don't get them very far. This is a cruel and unforgiving world, and you gotta be cruel and unforgiving yourself. If you don't look after yourself, no one else will. That's my motto, at least. It always has been.
Potentially fatal illness. It's gross stuff. Like, I really found that glancing at this and think back. Remember when we were ranting about that film that we chronicled about how we said that this should be the character, this should be the way that they use it, centered around
Money's over there, under that butte.
Hey! Yeah, he hated it way more than you and I hated it. He said that when he was injured, he said he was miserable, he wanted to leave back in July of last year, wanted to just quit straight up without it. He said he wasn't saying it until he got approached. He had to regularly go to get stuff checked. Yeah, and that kind of ties in with another one of the comments here where he said he didn't like the whole ish that he was making by WWE, which was originally reported as the reason he asked for his release last January. The thought was that he really hated being presented as this wacky Can you imagine Dean Ambrose walking around Raw with a super scooper? Like, it's just really absurd stuff. You know, the gas mask is dumb enough, but a super scooper, what's he do?
I mean, he isn't that dumb.
Hey there. You got him? I recognize him all right. Very good. Put him up on my horse there. That murderous bastard's killed more people than Time Boy. Escaped the gallows 3 times. Sorry he won't face justice.
Like, just to have a bottle of hand sanitizer? Super scooper. Like, it's just really absurd stuff. You know, the gas mask is dumb enough, but super scooper. What's he gonna do? Like, just to have a bottle of hand sanitizer? Like, walking around the street and everyone's in the backstage area? Well, you look, he continued to talk about, remember the promo where he got injected in the bum? Yeah. We all went, Dr. Heidi 2.0. Okay. He said, he basically got to Raw, he got handed this script where it said, Dean Ambrose gets injected in the bum. Staring at the paper, seething over it. He went to go and meet Vince, and Vince thought it wasn't comedy, because Vince doesn't understand everything, and thought it was well written and would get a ton of heat. That summarizes what's wrong with WWE. Yeah, no, it really does. It's a bunch of, you know, numpty writers writing for extremely creative performers who are incredibly stifled, and then when they get turned loose on other circuits, as we saw with Mr. Moxley over the past few days, suddenly they're good again, and, you know, it's a massive surprise when it really should be. They're kind of held back by this really restricted writing room. And look, go and contrast, like, some of the crap Dean was doing in the later terms of his WWE run, particularly during the Rollins feud, which absolutely stunk. Compare that with the Paradigm Shift promo he just cut for AEW. Really sublime stuff. Contrast it with the vignette that just revealed him as the mysterious stabby bar knife broken bottle man in New Japan. Again, really, really great stuff. It just goes to show, man, it highlights a lot of problems. Now, I know a lot of people might be thinking, well, you know, how come he suddenly come out and said this? I think it's one of those things where this is just built and built and built and built. He says in there as well, look, all these promos that we're mentioning that he hates doing, he still did it. He said he'd pull it off before Vince. He said he's done it. He's done that in the past thousands of times. So it's just a case of, I suppose some of them, they fight and they want to get these promos changed, and others they just go,
I implore you to be sensible.
yeah,
I am being sensible.
that's the thing.
I swore I would kill them, each and every one of them. From the way I see it, I will do. I'm afraid my mind's made up.
But Mrs. Leclerc, Teddy Brown, he's just a second-rate, common, no-good horse thief. You kill him and the rest of his boys, well, you'll wind up in jail, or worse. And we will never find out who killed your husband. You know it, and I know it.
I believe Teddy Brown killed my husband.
If he did so, he did it on behalf of
Trying
his
to
sister,
force change
her
in
husband,
WWE,
or Jeremiah
well,
Shaw.
it's certainly admirable.
Besides,
and I
he's
think,
holed
like,
up in there,
if everyone
besieged
stood up and
by
do that, it might
marshals.
make a difference at the moment, because there's only a couple
What
of
good did a
different people who
marshal
actually
ever
have to
do
stone
anyone?
That's why we'll send in our professionals to get the job done, and no one will know you had anything to do with it. It's
Because
too
only a
early
few
to
of them,
show
it's
your
almost
hand,
kind of
man.
pointless to just swimming against the tide and you're probably going to drown because Vince can extend your contract and hold you forever. So it's kind of good in a way that, you know, Dean, because he was in quite a fortunate
come with me.
because his contract
And remember,
was expiring and he was
these are
able
the
to just
people
let it
that
run
put
out
you in
and then
jail.
walk away if indeed
So
you
don't
believe
overly
it's
concern
just,
yourself with pity.
But
Madam, stay here. Please.
Mount up. We gotta go.
I know you're willing to do good and bad as it suits you. Maybe that's everyone's right. And maybe it's the right way to be. You seem to live by your own rules. In some ways, I admire that. Although maybe at times you seem a touch confused? Confusing? I don't know. But I hope, either way, good, bad, or plain indifferent, after all she has done for you, that you will be loyal to my mistress. Kill Teddy Brown, not out of vengeance or righteousness, but out of duty to her. Passion for her. He thinks he got away with taking my master and taking your freedom. Show him he has it. It's what you owe. Brown's shown himself to be a desperado. More than his other three together. You were a son on his head like the one who shot my master. It's dangerous.
How you getting on, Marshal?
No. That bastard is holed up tight as he can be.
not now.
I've already had
not
2
the
men
time.
shot since last we
We'll
spoke.
dive into arguments
bad.
later on, I'm
Luckily,
sure.
I
But one
brought
of
in the cavalry,
most
so to speak.
telling things
Yeah.
about
Yes.
how he was getting on
My
in WWE
associates.
towards the end
What's
is
more,
a point he made here,
I think I
where
found a way
he
of
said
ensuring
himself
they don't get
physically
themselves
sick
shot,
every Monday
like your
because
deputies.
He was worried
Put
about
those
the
on.
stuff that they were gonna
Teddy
have.
Brown is a bad man.
Now, that
the worst.
is just
But
the grimmest
there's
thing in the
folk in
world.
Blackwater,
Can you imagine being in a
powerful
situation
folk,
where, look, I'm
who asked
sure
my
lots of
boss to
people
get me to leave
hearing
him
this
alone.
potentially have
can
maybe been
imagine.
in jobs and stuff.
Amos
Yeah, so they
Lansing
will,
and
you know,
Jeremiah
get the
Shaw,
Sunday night
perhaps?
panic of,
I don't
oh,
know,
God, I have to
maybe.
go to this place and all this stuff.
My
But can you
Lord,
imagine doing
look at
that
you.
for something
I
like
read about
wrestling, which is
this.
supposed to be
Australian,
this guy's
I believe.
dream job, really ruining the thing which
Dead
he's
or
got to do.
alive?
It's the fact that they are putting him out there and committing him to things that will be there forever.
Slow you down.
Forever. You're a little people 3-4 years from now, maybe decades from now, going on YouTube, typing in Ambrose, and seeing the final around the top 5 hot dog fight. That's the type of forever. Like, that's the type of thing that Ambrose forever. John Moxley, like you said, the story is years from now, but it is really strong. I think the one thing I'm saying is well, the challenge for him to go going, well, it's 68 is the way that they promote the back going now. But it's basically saying the most pain. They won't even recognize your foot. Character, you know, he wants that final set. He's not giving on basically, just how it goes back. Even down to the set bringing him out. So even one of his best friends bringing him out, he wants to have to come back here. He'll be his character and he's ready to get out. Yeah, sorry about that, but I really got to sell more money. Typical, yeah, typical, it's to kind of stop the whole thing off. You've got this big round farewell, you've got all these goodbyes, all these final matches, you send them out in really unprecedented ways, you know, they wanted to come back. And they did that really both the Shield special on the network, and the fight with the farewell for the Shield last, whatever it was, final chapter. It brings, you know, a nice big payday for the boys, a nice big pat on the back. How much did you not go down for that? Sorry. it's sweet. And
God
it's
damn
such
you.
a weird
God damn
farewell
you.
to him, like,
No!
we
God
get-
damn you, Teddy
he was
Brown!
hoping that they
Hello,
bury him,
Mrs.
take him
Leclerc.
off TV, do all the usual stuff.
Who killed my
He was
husband?
told the night
Who
off
killed
was
my
when he took that bomb to
husband?
Naya, if you remember.
Husband?
He was told the night off
That
when
little
that
milk
happened,
sod?
and he was absolutely furious. Now, to clarify here, not about
Yes, I
Naya,
imagine he
but
was her
about the
brother.
timing of it.
No woman would ever
and
marry
he
his
tried
kind.
to justify it and said he didn't know. Oh, Vince tried to justify it, sorry. And
I
said he
did
didn't
kill
know Ambrose was unhappy. I mean, right, despite the fact that Dean said he'd been voicing it for years, when he eventually decided he was leaving, he went to Triple H and Vince said he wasn't signing. When he eventually said he was leaving and that was it sort of thing, he was calm, explained himself, and said that Vince was crying. Wow.
If anything speaks to Vince McMahon's lack of self-awareness, or just general awareness, really, 2019, that's probably the story. You know, like, really go and listen to this podcast. It's really tremendous stuff. It's one of the most notable pieces of wrestling media that will come out this year, and it will be poured over and picked apart and analysed greatly over the coming weeks and maybe even the coming months. And it's really refreshing to hear him express all these bottled up feelings and so forth. But it will make you really annoyed, as you can probably tell by what we've just gone through here.
Do you think, Andy Murray, that we may see more and more of these coming? Like, I know obviously when the CM Punk thing happened, there was this massive backlash with legal things, people getting sued left, right, and centre. And you know there wasn't an alternative. CM Punk left because he didn't want to do it anymore, and then he ended up going to the UFC. As we mentioned now, we've sort of talked about AEW as this alternative for fans, and we've mentioned it as an alternative for wrestlers in terms of being able to go and wrestle somewhere else. But do you think this could be just like an opportunity just to be like, well, this is how they, you know, some wrestlers maybe want wrestling to be done, and they can finally reveal all the bollocks that goes on with WWE, and most importantly of all, by the sound of this, with Vince McMahon.
Yeah, no, I can absolutely see more of this happening, particularly now. You know, this is the kind of stuff that would have been restricted back in the day to shoot interview DVDs that 1,000 people would have watched and would have eventually made their way to YouTube 10 years later when the points made are irrelevant. But now, podcasting is the biggest thing in the world. And like anyone can jump on this, like an interview with where it's Chris Jericho or Steve Austin, or like a guy like Chris Van Vliet on YouTube, or like, like the platform is more accessible than ever before. People have more opportunities to get their word out there, and absolutely. What will be really interesting is to see if someone who's under WWE contract goes rogue and does something like this. Now, the legal ramifications of that are completely unknown to me, but can you imagine next week Sasha Banks pops up?
Someone who wants their release and just goes, all right, well, if you're not going to let me go, then I guess
I'm going to drop box. Yeah, like it's crazy, crazy, crazy stuff.
It's well worth a listen. The interesting thing as well, to take away, just another glance at here, is the fact that, you know how we talk about heels and faces and how that's been shifting and changing and anti-heroes and what have you. It's still the fact that in 2019, Vince was apparently upset about fans cheering for him because he was meant to be a heel when they were at house shows, and booing when he lost, despite the fact that Jon Moxley and I suppose every other wrestling fan with a brain kind of just knowing it, them just knowing what's going on here.
Yeah. It's absolutely insane that this man, after this amount of years in business, Vince McMahon still has absolutely no connection to his audience whatsoever.
Well, let us know your thoughts on this, and
Chris, what we like to do on the show, and I know you listen to the show all the time, is we kind of like to bring the fans a little closer to the product, let you know a more educated wrestling fan. And you talked about how you went overtime in the Garden, and how you came, Vince brought you in and said, hey, you went over. And you took the responsibility for it, and you offered to pay for it. And he said, no, I'm going to pay for it. Right then and there. That's what Vince McMahon respects. So, Chris, what I want you to do, explain to the fans what a guy like Vince McMahon respects about wrestlers, because so few of us, as you especially, have that kind of relationship with him.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny because as a billionaire and as a boss, and like, what's Vince McMahon like? Like, what's he like? He's a great guy, but he's also a boss. You know, if you do something he doesn't like, he's going to tell you, and you got to pay the price. But he also respects guys that have the same spirit that he has, which is a rebel. Like, if he wasn't a rebel, there would be no WWE. Someone who's willing to take a chance. Someone who's willing to put your money where your mouth is, basically. And that's what you're saying, Bully, is when he's like, you went over, didn't you? Like, expecting, if I would have said, oh, I'm so sorry, like, no, I'm not sorry. Yeah, I went over, and me and John tore the damn house down for the biggest money gate in the biggest arena in the world. And if I get in trouble for that, there's no reason for me to be here. And I'll tell anybody. I told Arn that, told everybody. And I think A, that's the way you need to feel, and B, respected it. And C, it's like, I'll give you my year's salary, because if you're going to yell at me for this, then just don't even bother paying me at all. And I think he liked that attitude, that I almost was like coming back at him. And anytime I came back at him for the right reasons, always respected it. And that's sometimes for the wrong reasons, and then there'd be an argument, and then, you know, you'd hash it out. But I can think of many times. There was a time in London where DX was selling glow sticks, like great rave glow sticks that glow in the dark. And there was a big brouhaha because the people at the O2 thought they might be used as weapons, and they weren't going to let them sell them, so they finally were able to let them sell them. Once again, main event was me and John Cena. Come to the ring, start doing my promo, whatever it was, typical heel thing, people are booing, and some dude, lo and behold, hits me in the eye with a glow stick. And he hit me in the eye hard. It pissed me off. And I was like, all right, you want to throw stuff at me? Go ahead. Everyone started throwing stuff at me. Come on, what do you got? And you can go on YouTube. There is a snowstorm of these glow sticks, and they're throwing them. Like, there must have been 100. And I remember being like a ninja, like Sugar Ray Leonard, box them out of the way. Boom, boom. So some of them hit me, but they hit Cena's music. He came down, whatever. After the show, Sean and Hunter, furious. Why? Because there was glow sticks.
Oh, they hadn't gone out yet.
They had gone out. Oh, okay. Because people were throwing. People bought these things for 10 pounds each and threw them away to hit me. Some kid got hit or something, and they gave him a T-shirt, and then Sean like, I just saved you from getting arrested. And I'm so mad because all anybody's doing is yelling at me for starting this riot. Meanwhile, it's like Slapshot. I got hit with a monkey wrench, and I was told by Johnny Ace that Stephanie wants you fined and she wants you suspended. And I'm like, well, Stephanie's not my boss. I don't give a shit what Stephanie wants. You can tell her that. I called Vince and I cut a promo on the answering machine. If this, I got heat out there, and Vince McMahon, the corporate boss, might hate it, but Mr. McMahon, the heel, would love this. This is my job. This is what I'm here to do. At the end of the night, the babyface beat me. What's the problem? You're going to fine me and suspend me for getting heat? I said, bring it on, MRFer. Come on. And he just texted me back with a little smiley face and said, calm down, Junior. And the next day, at the Garden, went and saw him, and he's like, he didn't even mention it. He's like, yeah, of course you got heat. What's the problem? I said, that's what I mean. What's the problem? He's like, there's no problem. And I'm like, okay.
Would you say that you're the most successful rebel that ever stepped through those doors?
That never was tamed. I think Sean probably was.
From the outside? No, Sean wasn't from the outside, though. To me, Sean's a homegrown guy. Yeah, I know he came from the AWA and everything.
Yeah.
But as far as somebody coming in from someplace else, not created in the WWE laboratories. I mean, you're a WCW guy. You were a war guy in Japan. You were in New Japan. All these places.
Yeah.
But nobody has gotten higher than you while causing so many problems.
But the thing is it? And you could be right about that. But I think I don't see it as causing problems. I see standing up for what I believe.
Ruffling feathers.
Ruffling feathers. Yes, ruffling feathers. Which I think, once again, that's a great term. Ruffling feathers. That's what Vince does. He ruffles feathers. He always says, I don't play well with others. Well, I don't either. And I don't need somebody, this is no disrespect to anybody, telling me what to do when they haven't accomplished what I've done. And who tell me what to do when my idea is better and I know it. And that pisses people off. But it also gets results. And I think that's one of the reasons why, like you said, I've done so well there, is because I didn't have a problem standing up for what I knew was right. And I also know when to back off. When Vince makes up his mind, hey, Jericho versus Fandango at WrestleMania, wasn't the biggest fan of it. Was pretty pissed off about it, to be honest with you. But, when I realized that this is what Vince wants me to do and there's no way out of it, Now I got to make it great. If I can do that, then even though I don't feel great about it, I'll get
What are you gonna do about it, Sheriff?
the respect
About what?
from the
My
boss.
How
stolen
did
property.
you know that that's
ain't
what
much
he
I can
like?
do about it.
You would think
I ain't
that
got the
of
manpower to
all
go
of
after
the
Bob
battles to
Crawford.
fight, you and Fandango is one of the battles
do.
you would have fought. How did
pay
you
you
know that he
goddamn
was dead
wages
set
for
on
being
this
folks
and that
like
there was
me?
no
I'm sorry, Mr.
getting around it?
Lonsdale, real arrogant.
I gave him
There ain't nothing
3
I
or
can do
4
about
other
this.
suggestions.
Now I
Said
have more
no to all
support
of
and
them.
funding.
He was
Will you go
super
for me?
into Fandango,
What?
and I finally just
Go.
said,
See
"There's
if you
nothing
can
I can do to
retrieve
change your
my
mind, is
lawful
there?" He
property
goes, "Nope,"
from
and
some
I hung up on him.
goddamn thief.
Ain't nobody
And then I
knows
called
who took your
Undertaker.
stuff, mister.
I seem like some
This
kind
what
of liar.
Vince
Is that
wants
why
me
you
to
won't
do.
help me?
He
No,
wants me to work
but
with this guy. He's not
listen.
even been on TV.
Give me Bob Crawfish
Hasn't
and
even
his
had a
closest
match.
associates by
I got
any
with Fandango
means
at WrestleMania. What am I
necessary.
supposed to
No.
do? He goes, "Do it."
Not by any means necessary. Kill
What's the
nobody.
problem?
Ain't
He
nobody
goes, "That's who he
convicted of
wants you to
nothing.
work."
I was
Work 'em.
robbed.
Talk about
Get them.
Undertaker
Bring them to
20
me,
streak at the
just
time.
down from
He goes,
Fort
look, he goes,
Riggs
having those
Station.
matches were stinkers.
Handsomely
A
paid.
lot of them were stinkers. The ones at the end were great when he was with Hunter
Sheriff.
and Sean and all those
Mr.
guys and Punk.
Lonsdale.
But the ones at the beginning, Giant Gonzalez and Jimmy Snuka far past his prime, and Nathan Jones, and he goes, if you go and do your best and get this match over, get this guy over, Vince will respect you more. And not even because this is your job. If we go to a Steven Spielberg audition and we get the part, and the part calls for me to blow my own nuts off and fall down a flight of stairs, go waka waka waka, and I go, "Hey Steve, I don't want to do this." He said, "Okay, get the hell out of here and I'll hire the next guy." And that really was an eye opener for him. And I had 3 weeks to get it over, and I remember the next night on Raw, I was just chanting his name. Everybody was singing along. It worked. It worked. And I take a lot of credit.
So how does a guy like Fandango, that Vince McMahon insists that he goes over on you at WrestleMania so definitively, how does he go from where he was then to where he is now? What happened?
I think you can answer your own question, because a lot of guys that's happened to is Bret Hart would say Vince plays his toys until he's bored of the shows. It's not that heavy. But Vince saw something in the guy and was super hot on him, and that's your start. And then the guy has to take and go with it. Now Fandango's done great with what he did. Those guys as the fascists and all that stuff. Like, he also got hurt right when he was supposed to win the title. And old school brother, like us, would win the title first, tell everybody you heard after. New school brothers are told, you go to the doctor first, he had a concussion, he was gone for a couple months, and then the balloon was off the rose. And I was like, dude, just win the title first, But that's the way we think. It's hard, that's what you think. But, I mean, he did a great job with that character. He really did. I got a lot of respect for him, and I didn't want to work with him first because it wasn't what I was expecting. Working with him was a lot of fun, and watching him, he was great. Just, there's a certain shelf life you can do with the character. I always say in my head, okay, what's the guy's name? Fandango. Can you imagine, and the new world champion, Fandango? Not really. World champion. Can you imagine this guy and this name as a world champ? And if you can't, probably answer your own question. We're coming up with names of bands combined with wrestlers. So he's not very good at it. He's kind of crappy at it, actually. But he was like he did the Stones. Mick Foley Jagger, Stevie Keith Richards, Charlie Bill Watts, Ronnie Garvin Wood, Bill Goldberg Wyman. And that's pretty bad. So I came back with Vince McNeil, Nikki Bellix.
That's horrible.
Miz Mars.
I love Miz Mars.
And Tommy Lee Inch.
Lynch?
Oh, you Hall of Famer, legend, iconic game you play.
Nikki Bellix. Miz Mars. That's a good one. Yeah, I like that one.
First thing I did this morning when I woke up, right after that is I put on the Animalize 84 concert, the MTV concert.
Great one.
It's probably my favorite concert.
I also like the Kiss Alive 3 World Tour.
Yeah, it was great. There was the video, was it Kiss Exposed, where they had that? Take it off, all the strippers.
Yep.
Yeah. But I think for me, the Animalize tour is still one of my favorite gigs of all time. Like, not just Kiss, but overall. I've watched that video probably 200 times in my life.
So, flipping back to wrestling for a second. Obviously, you have signed with AEW. I'm sure you've told the story on your podcast, but for those who do not know, who listen to Busted Open, why AEW and not anybody else?
Why did I sign that?
Yeah.
It all started with this match that we're watching right now with Kenny Omega going to Japan. I never had any aspirations of wrestling anywhere other than WWE. No thought, no interest. When Don Callis pitched the idea of Jericho versus Omega, I thought it was interesting because, once again, I didn't know Kenny. I heard how great he was, but he's from Winnipeg. Not a lot of people come from Winnipeg. I just had a connection with that. Did the match, realized that there's another world. Signed a 3-match deal with New Japan. Told Vince the whole time. And then when it came time to start thinking about coming back to WWE, the reactions I was getting was not what I was expecting and not what I wanted. I pitched a couple things that went to deaf ears, and then All In happened. I showed up there, which was against all my rules. It's like, I'll work anywhere else, but I won't work in the States. And then I showed up there. It was kind of a warning shot, like, hey, I can show up in the States too, dude. And then started hearing about Tony Khan and the Khan family, and then wanted to start their own company. And combined with the fact that you had 6 to 8 guys whose contracts were all coming up at the same time, with the same attitude of wanting to quote-unquote change the world, combined with this money backer, it really appealed to me. Like, this is something never been done before. Like when WCW and WWE were at Monday Night Wars, WCW had been going for 30 years. This was an established company, NWA to WCW. AEW is not established. There is no AEW. It's brand new.
What?
My stolen
So after 20 years of
Ain't
being in
much
the
I can
WWE,
do about
what
it.
else could I do?
I
in
ain't got the
WWE?
manpower to go
You know, if I
after
went back
crawfish.
tomorrow, probably restart the feud with
I'll
Kevin
do.
Owens.
I paid your
To
goddamn
be honest with you, the
wages, me
feud
and
that I had
folks
with
like
Kevin
me.
Owens in
I'm sorry,
16
Mr. Arnsdale,
was
really
probably
are.
the best thing on the show.
There ain't nothing I
The
can
whole
do.
best friends, the whole thing. I
Now
mean,
I
it was
have
one
more
of the best.
support
The
funded.
Festival of Friendship
Festival
they had
Friendships.
was amazing TV.
Right. And where were we on WrestleMania? Second on the card. And I was like, I can't. It's the same thing that happened when I was in WCW. I can't get any higher than where I'm at. Even though I've been to the top, if you can't put Jericho and Owens in the semi-main event of WrestleMania, especially when at one point it was slotted to be the main event of WrestleMania.
I said on this show that I thought it should have been the main event at WrestleMania.
Here's where we disagree, though. See, I don't disagree with the second. I don't care what spot you're on. Why do you need to be in a certain spot? Why can't you just steal the show?
Because in the eyes of the old man, a main event.
Okay. If you're talking...
Nervous.
I don't like railroads.
Fucking business, different
That's what I'm
story.
talking about business.
Okay,
That's
then
what I'm talking about
I'm glad you clarified that, because to me, I'm looking at
Hey, that's
from
a great
fan's
question.
point of view. Like, I don't care what number I am, because you're going to be talking about. I'm the first thing you will be talking about when you leave the arena.
And listen, and they didn't even put us on first. I'll take first over anything.
Yes, totally agree.
Second is to me, not a filler spot, but it's a spot where you get, your 15 minutes. And there's certain matches at WrestleMania that are designated to be show stealers. Not everybody can steal.
Your learning experience is important. We get it. At Kavrai, you'll do more than just learn. You'll experience. Experience hands-on learning, collaboration and problem solving, feedback and discussion. Experience DeVry. Learn more at DeVry.eu.
Before I came to Nyack, I was really spiritually lost. I was in the community system and I was just taking classes just to take classes. I really wasn't sure which direction God wanted me in. Nyack really wasn't an option for me. I didn't really think of Nyack. But the minute I found out it was a Christian college, my interest started to peak. Nyack is not like every other college. As you step in, you notice that there's something different about the
show at WrestleMania because it's not in the cards. So to be on second with this angle that we had, and when it was designated at first, I was told by Vince, you're going to win the world title from Kevin Owens at main event of WrestleMania. And then 3 days later, he changed the Brock versus Goldberg. He didn't tell me. He doesn't owe me anything. That's fine. That's why when people complain, Vince changes plans, I'm like, I don't care what you got. My change was better than yours. I'll one up you again on that one. So, anyways, point being, I know where I am in WWE. In New Japan,